Hey y'all, hey, how y'all doing? This is the Knowing. For people who do not know me and they're new to the channel, I am Dr. Lisa Knowing, and this is my platform, Seeing and All Knowing. I also have a platform on Facebook, and it's called The Knowing. How you can know that it's me, you'll see the red truck. Once you see the red 4Runner, you'll know it's me. Come on in, let's talk about it. I'm early because I plan to get off early. So come on in and thumbs the video up if you do not mind. Give the video a thumbs up. And if you look to the right or the bottom of the video, you'll see a subscribe button. Please hit that button and hit the bell. You'll be notified every time I come on. Hello, Miss Regina. How are you? So please do not forget to hit that thumbs up button if you're in and you didn't hit it. Just hit the X. Go out and hit that X, and then basically you'll see the thumbs up, hit it, and come right back into the live. Hey, Miss Devonna, how you doing, girl? Hey, y'all. Hey, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hey, Miss Charlene, how you doing? I'm doing all right, Miss Regina. Just came from physical therapy. Y'all know how that is. Hey, Miss Ivette, I love you, Miss Ivette. Your letters and your cards are so touching. And it makes me remember why I always do this. I appreciate it. I really, really do. I appreciate just everything. I do. Hey, Miss Regina, y'all give me a few minutes. I will be right back. I want to tell y'all something in a few minutes. But I'll be right back, y'all. Uncle Pop? Uncle Pop? All right, Uncle Pop, and I'll let you know. Y'all, I'm sorry. I do apologize. I apologize. I saw my uncle out there, and I was like, he coming, and I can't even talk. I do. I appreciate it so much, Miss Ivette. You do not know how much just the words of encouragement means more to me than anything. Hey, Miss Jean. Hey, Miss Shirley. Hey, y'all. Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? I want to talk about this incident that happened in Texas. Let me tell y'all, before I talk about that, I want to tell you about this. And I want to tell it over on YouTube because, sometimes Facebook, with different things that I'm not talking about, but just they're different. But at 5 o'clock this morning, I was awakened. And a voice said, go check the freezer. No lie. And so, you know how you lay there and I heard the voice say it again. Go check the freezer. I'm not sure what happened, whatever. But all of my stuff for my homeless was gone. And it was the one that was behind. But let me tell you how God is. The top of it, so I'm assuming it just had happened. The top I didn't keep, but the bottom was rock. You could throw it on there, it felt like a rock. But if I hadn't waken up by that voice, I would have lost the whole entire thing. That's why when I say God is good, he's good. God's going to warn you no matter what is going on. He's going to warn you, especially if you follow his word. And I was like, I just cannot believe it. Could not find out what happened. Had someone to come check it. There's nothing wrong with it. But I just got, I'm going to call, not that second one. Now y'all know that. But the first one, I'm going to call him over, my first husband, and let him check and see is anything going on with the socket, anything going on electrical, anything. But I just thought about it. Then I said, I'm going to tell them that. Could have lost the whole thing. And the reason why it had got so full because it's been so hot. They have been requesting sandwiches, like cold cuts. So we've been making like ham sandwiches, ham, turkey, and cheese. Some of them want the roast beef, so we've been doing the roast beef. The ham and the turkey with the bread. We've been doing all of that. So the big meals we haven't. So that means that if it wasn't at the very bottom, I was going to lose 15 packs of meat. 2 big things, slabs of ribs. Because I feel like when it's a holiday for us, they want that stuff too. So we fix it for them too. When I grill, my sister grill at her house or my house, we grill enough to take to them. So I just, I just thank God things are as well as they are. I really do. But I was up at 5. I could not take a chance with the rest of it. And it was hard. And I just had to just take time and make room for in the other freezer. Just had to make room for it. Because there was no way in the world I was throwing all of that meat away. Now the top, my mama said, you probably could have kept it, but I don't take chances with that. So I just threw it away. Chuck it up and lose it. But the biggest of it, which was all the meat, was at the bottom. What was at the top was vegetables and stuff. And then, how you can buy the packs with your peppers and onions and all of that. It was pretty much stuff like that and ice cream and stuff. I didn't care about that. Now, I did not care because the top of the ice cream and stuff was stuff that if I wanted one, it was for me. But y'all probably say, no, she ain't telling the truth. Okay. That's one thing about the doc. I don't tell lies, man. I tells the truth. What do y'all see? Nothing but the onions and stuff. And it's cold in there now. So I'm just going to wipe that up when I get off from y'all. And I'm going to go back to I'm going to go back and like I say, he told me don't put, hold on a minute, y'all. I'm sorry. Be turning back around. I don't know why it ain't turning back around. Hang on, y'all. There it is. Yep. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna wipe that up, but just to show y'all. See, I can show y'all. I don't have to tell a lie, but God. Just think about what I lost all of it. So and it was okay. Maybe a few minutes late. But that was all right because I was going to do that. I'm going to wipe it out and, I'm going to let my ex check it because that's what he does. And, he builds stuff and then we're going to go from there. But I just wanted to let you all know that if anybody just needs to be encouraged and then know that God is in charge, he's in charge of everything. He is. He's in charge of everything. I always try to be proactive with things, even though, I got I have central heating in there. Y'all know that. But if something happens, I'm always be prepared with something else. Because you just never know. You just never know. That's right, Miss Shirley. So I just wanted y'all to know, and people, because somebody wrote me and said, it's easy for you to say, different things because you don't have any problems. Well, who told y'all that? Because I ain't told y'all that. So I wonder who said that. You don't have any problems, dog. Yeah, I do. More than y'all ever think. But I just believe God for who he is and what he says he'll do. And I keep moving. But yes, I have problems. We all do. All right, because we out here living in this world, this sinful world. Why wouldn't we? All right. All right, let's get to it. It was a news conference that they did, and it was out of Houston, Texas. A man is wanted for breaking into a store. Amen. That's right, Miss Jean. But Miss Jean already know. Miss Jean know I'm just who I am. Thank you, Miss. Thank you, Miss Yvette. Thank you, honey. And yes, everything. I mean, everybody, people look on the outside and look at you, but people don't know the things that you go through. They don't. And that's one thing I don't want to do is not to be able to help when that's what I'm out here doing, to do. But anyway, the man, he's wanted for breaking into a store, but he didn't only break into the store. He also broke into somebody's home and he sexually assaulted them. This just recently happened. And the reason I remember the man, I said, he sure do look familiar. And he was the one that was when Grizzly and all of them was there about that little boy and that lady. So we heard nothing else about it. He was also the chief that was talking, the little short black guy. But this happened in Houston, Texas, where he broke in the store. But anytime you break in a store, an alarm goes off. Most stores got that. Alarm is going to go off. You may not hear, but it's going to be a silent one. But he ran out the back door. And then you would think he would run on home, right? No, he did not. That's right, Miss Yvette, we're not. And I don't know why people think I'm one and I'm exempt, but I'm not exempt for anything. Just like you all are. So you would think he went home, but he didn't. He broke into a house and he sexually assaulted the person that was there. Now so the person information, Miss Yvette, so sweet. The person information was not given. And I wouldn't have gave it either. He wouldn't give how many people was in the house. He didn't give much about that family, which he shouldn't because it's a sexual assault case. And the way he was talking, it seemed like it could be, just really horrific. And it happened on the morning of September the 9th. It just happened. He went into a store to rob the employee at, heat point. Y'all know what heat means. And then after he got that and didn't really get any money, that's when he pushed his way or forced his way into a residence home, sexually assaulting an individual. Anybody is subject to a crime. Don't worry about and the chief is telling them this. So this is what I'm saying. I am thinking that it may be an Hispanic or some type of person that may not have their papers and their documentation. And the reason why I brought this story to you all is to tell you all this. If somebody does a crime against you and you don't have your papers and they may not be up to par, this man has had this press conference, this chief to say, don't you worry about that. Don't be afraid to come forth because you don't have your paperwork or because you're afraid that something's going to happen. He says not. They want to make sure that people are just not doing anything to people because these people are saying, I don't have my documentation. I'm not legal. Whatever the case may be. He is telling them he does not care. Report the crime. And that's what you should do. See, let me tell y'all, most of the time, people already know. They ain't gonna ask that. But they already know. So what he's saying is, you're not gonna get in no trouble, but report this crime. Because if you let this crime goes on, it'll continue and it'll become a cycle. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Let me see, do y'all understand? Because this person is still at large and could do it to somebody else. Summer sent silently straight to the police when I worked at the gas station. That's how we are all set up. Wait, Summer sent silently straight. Okay, so Miss Iveta, you saying that they're lying about this? What are you saying, baby? Because the way he's saying and the way I've always heard, to don't be silent about that type of stuff, to go forth and tell it. And they're not going to do anything to you. And I must say, I know cases to where people had been done something and they didn't ask them nothing about that. They wanted to get the person that's still loose out here. Miss Jean said she understood what I was saying. Okay, Miss Yvette said that's right. Yes. So he's appealing. He came and did a press conference. Hey, Miss Joanne, honey, hey, girl. So he had the press conference to say, he basically said these words: don't worry about your documentation, your paperwork. This man is still at large at the moment. Be watchful of criminals riding bicycles. What I say, because he rode up on a bicycle. And you would think he don't rob this store and did all this stuff, ain't got no money, but then he go over and force his way in their house. Yes. And the chief is not saying anything about the family. He's not saying anything about the family. He don't want it to get out because it was a sexual assault. And he's against somebody. We don't know who it was. He could have been so nasty and low down and could have did it to a child or an elderly person. It's low down to do it to anybody. But see, we don't know, and I know they want to catch him. How did he get away from the scene? Set off an alarm or whatever. That's how he got away from that store. But these people didn't tell it. Now, how the chief found out? I don't know. Yes, the silent alarm went off, and they said they would think he would get home, but no. They found out that he had forced his way in people's houses because he had tried to force his way in other people's houses. Let me tell y'all, people got Ring cameras. And you think you going up on their porch stealing their stuff, they can see you. Sometimes they right in their house and they looking at you taking their stuff. Yes. So what he's saying is, don't worry. Report it. Yes, yeah. But I think he also said it because I think, and the man kind of looked like an Hispanic man. The man, no. Not that it is a Hispanic man, but it could have been a Hispanic community is what I meant to say. And that's probably why he said it, because that's what he said. I don't care. It's been an assault going on. I don't care if you're not documented. I am Miss Joanne. We are under one too. The clouds were so black and dark or whatever. I said, Lord, let me get on and try to do this live. Exactly. That's right. I follow you. Miss Yvette said that's why some people don't want to be involved, and they say they don't want to be involved with the crime, and they just sit there and they just watch it, and you just the guilty. When you sitting there recording and you ain't doing nothing about it, come on. I tell people all the time, why don't you look at you or think about you and your family? If you have a daughter, a niece, or anything, think about how you would feel if somebody did that to them. You would want us to come forth and say it. So you should too. Just the right thing to do. That's right. Miss Virginia, we have to pray. There's so much stuff going on here in this world. I'm telling you, it's just a lot. And I was going to report to you all about a dad. He was arrested at a school board meeting. But the governor pardoned the father. It's a Virginia father who was arrested at a school board meeting when he spoke out about his teenage daughter being sexually assaulted by a transgender student. And he slammed the Department of Justice. But they didn't want to do anything about it, his daughter. And so they arrested him at that board. Exactly, Miss Ivette, yes. And what he was saying is he didn't care about that. He needed to catch that person because that person is still on the street. So they pardoned this man because the school, see, I'm not talking about the school systems or anything. I'm not talking about anybody. But sometimes the school can fail your children. Yeah. And I ain't talking about failing them with grades. They can let things go on. They know they're going on. And they don't do nothing about it. Nothing about it. Nothing. They don't do nothing about it. They just sit around and just, And this is just my opinion. I'm sorry. And I may not be up with the status quo of it. But you have to be careful because sometimes people can present themselves as that way and they're not. And if they still got something opposite of what I have, they shouldn't be in the bathroom with me. Y'all kind of understand what I'm saying? And if you want to be considered that, go ahead and do everything you need to do to become that way. I think you want a point. What are you saying, Miss Jean? I understand. I think you want a point. I don't understand. So true. Yes, we must stay yes, we got to stay prayed up. But when you go to school, you send your kids to learn not to be sexually assaulted by anyone. And a lot of people play that game that they're like that and they're not. It's hard to tell y'all, but they're not. They're playing a game, just like I said. Okay, Miss Danielle. I mean, so if that's how you want to be, then I have no problem with it, y'all. I have no problem. But go ahead and change the things. Like the people that I know wanted to, they went ahead and changed everything to get in line up to when it says women and men. Someone told me this, and I, like I said, I didn't fact check it. I don't even know it's true. But they said in a prison, a lot of women was getting pregnant. And they said because men could say that they was that way, but they was actually sleeping with these women, and they was in there and was wondering how they was getting pregnant. But that's how they was getting pregnant. What was told to me. And I didn't even ask. Somebody said, you asked. No, I did not ask where it was at. I just said that could be true. But ain't nobody fact checking anything anymore. Just going on by what people say. That's it. That's what they're doing. And then it talked about the teacher was from Covington, Tennessee, 38 years old. That's the one I told you that allegedly raped the 13-year-old, but they say he could have been 12. Could have been 12 years old. What you think about that? I'm listening. I'll wait. Y'all tell me what y'all think about it. 12 years old. She the teacher. Said go back to 12 years old. And she was luring them on to her house and having sex with them. 12 years old. A teacher that said she gonna upload the law and everything else. What y'all think about that? Hold on a minute, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on 1 second, please. Okay. Let me just snap a picture of this. Somebody was sending me something. I'm sorry. It's another thing I'm after. Another story. Yeah, it is. It is. 12 years old. She was from Covington, Tennessee. Her name was Alicia, I believe. She had been doing it since 2022. Now, other people are coming forth and saying they did the same thing. She would lure them to her house for video games. And once she did, she would basically bring up the sexual activities. 12 and 13. See how sick people are? Yeah. Y'all know the doc ain't lying. Because I don't lie. I have no reason to lie. It's a shame, ain't it? Every time I look at this, and she's out on a $20,000 bond, but there are other people who are coming forth now. I think she does, Miss I had somebody looking a little bit deeper into it, and they found some stuff that they wanted, so. And then one more thing that I want to just talk about is that we know that they caught the guy. And the K9 caught him. He was laying up under a tarp and some leaves. And the handler let the K9 went. And he got him. He was trying to crawl through there. And I think Miss Jean or somebody told me it was the K9. That's why that blood was there. The K9 just had got his scalp. He wasn't hurt. They looked at him now. He wasn't really hurt, but when they send him, and if they worth their salt, they're going to get him. The K9 going to find him. That's why I was so mad about that girl over there in Hoover, Alabama. Y'all know they having her trial on October the 11th. I know y'all don't remember who she is. I know y'all don't. But her name is Carly Russell. The one that said that a toddler, a little boy, was on the side of the street. Yeah, her. And went to Tarjay and got them Cheez-Its. They had them 4 K9s out there. Another thing I told y'all, because I was listening close. I told y'all I saw them put one of them K9s in the back of that truck. They put the dog back there. You know why? The dog had got overheated. And they put the dog in the truck. I said, you know what? The squad going to start listening to me. They're going to start believing when I tell them. Them K9s. Them K9s can get over heated. They can, yeah. You got to put them in there. I'm surprised they ain't giving the K9. I'm trying to find out the dog name. Maybe we can find out who the handler is and send money and tell them to put a mistake on the grill. Because that man became very dangerous when he stole that shotgun. He was dangerous to everybody. That's the reason why. Today I heard they had 600 agents on the ground. 600. That's why they did all them roadblocks and everything. They had to get them. See, Miss Joy, see, I don't tell lies. That one thing. The doc don't tell a lie. I don't clean up anything. What I did, I opened that freezer and showed y'all. I said I got to clean up later, but I don't tell a lie. That's her. That's her, Miss Yvette. Miss Yvette don't found the teacher. Let me write her whole name down. Miss Yvette don't win and figure, oh, that's why I love y'all. Because y'all out here trying to help your girl. Y'all know I'm chasing 100 stories. But Miss Yvette don't went and found her. Mike Cummings. Oh, yeah, baby. You been in here messing with these folks cheering. Yes. But they put that K9. Y'all please thumb it up. 10 people watching it. This your girl, Dr. Lisa. On here telling nothing but the truth and dropping all the tea. I told y'all, I said, listen, we will never forget. No, oh. Miss Shirley, thank you, baby. Because I don't want to forget, Carla. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I want to go to Hoover on October the 11th. I'm trying to work that out. I would love to be in that courtroom and bring y'all back what's going over there in Hoover. We know it ain't nothing but a bunch of lies now. We know that. But I'm willing to spend the money for the hotel room and everything. I'm willing to do that. To bring the information back to the squad. I'm willing to do it. Yes. I'm ready to go to Hoover on October the 11th. I'm prepared to go. Don't mind staying. Don't mind spending the night, 1 or 2 nights. I want to see what happened over in Hoover. And I want y'all to know. I don't want y'all getting it. Y'all going to get it firsthand from the doc. I'm going to say, y'all, I'm over here in Hoover. I got my hat on. I got to find out what kind of hat she had. Oh, yes. Okay, Miss Gina told me the name of the dog. Yoda. And he found him under the log here. Yes, and he started crawling. And she said, Yoda. Yoda got him. Yes, that's by that blood. And Miss Jean sent it to me. But honey, when they were walking them out of there, the doc was looking. I was looking at them walk him out of there barefoot. Yes. They say now, I don't know. They say that project cost them $1 million a day. And it's been 14 days. Because they didn't catch him until after 8 o'clock this morning, according to my source. So, you know, the irony of it is that you can do whatever and you can run forever, but you will get caught. Just like this teacher. We got to do something about these teachers messing with our children. I don't know what we got to do. I don't know what they got to do to, but we got to do something about it. We cannot continue to let our children be subjected to all of that. Y'all, I'm headed to Facebook. I am headed to Facebook. Y'all give me about 10 minutes. I got to get on here and notify people that I'm here. Not going to be on there long. Oh, Miss Jean. Okay. Miss Jean said he survived in the woods by eating watermelon that he had found in fields. Okay, Miss Jean, yeah. Because we'll wonder what he was eating. And he should have been glad. His sister. I'm going to tell y'all this, and y'all may not believe it. If his sister had cooperated with them. Oh, yes, he did, Miss Joanne. Oh, he looked exhausted. But if his sister, now this is just my opinion. If his sister had cooperated with them, they wouldn't have never got her on those charges. Let me tell you one thing about the police. Give y'all some, I'm going to drop some jewels and diamonds at you. They don't like to be made a fool out of. I keep telling y'all that. Police officers and officials, because see, they had the marshals out there. They had SWAT out there. They had the state polices out there. They had the deputies. They had the local police. Plus, they had polices from all over to come in and say, we'll help you. Then it got so bad to where the neighbors were sitting on their porches with their shotguns in their hand. The neighbors rallied together because they said, if we're going to ever find him, and he got that shotgun now and can do anything. Because remember, not too long ago. And if they're going to get me, I don't care if they, I really don't care. We just got to tell the truth about this. And if a few weeks ago, remember they got shot, that K9, remember? And they shot him. They didn't want these dogs getting hurt either. But when they saw a clear opportunity to get that dog out there and get him, they let him win. They had to let him win. They always have to make a judgment call. They do. But look how dangerous this were. They're out here in thick woods. Oh, child, I know, honey. See, that's another thing. I don't understand about that. I'm going to be back to that in a minute, you all. But Miss Yvette, I don't understand that. I work with children. I do. Some people say, I thought you, yes, that does not mean anything about the university or anything. I have my own counseling business. I counsel small children all the way up until the age of 18 years old. And then family counseling, you have to get the parents in there together. I had to go to a facility and do a fingerprint on all 10 of my fingers. It calls some type of live scan. It is not just for Georgia. It's worldwide. Worldwide. This was a must that I had to do before I went out and saw those children. I could not go out and see them. And before you become licensed, you're going to be working in that setting. You got to work up under somebody. You're just not going to become licensed like that. But it's called a live scan. And let me tell you one thing about it. They're very particular about it. If your handprints are not right, and this was not sticking in no black thing, and I don't did that one, but this was putting it in a thing, and you have to. My thumb wasn't right. He said, wait, hold on a minute. Your thumb's not right. Let me come set it right. I said, is it the nail? He said, no, it has nothing to do with the nail. And that man placed my hand in there and did something, and he went back over there. He says, perfect now. He said, let's try the next finger. All 10 went in there. If, whatever reason that they have to question, my prints are already there. They're there. And it's not just for Georgia. It's for everywhere. Because I am a counselor. I deal with children. You got to be careful who you let deal with these kids. A lot of them are predators. You got to be careful who you bring into your home with your children. But that's what I was saying about that. But I don't understand how people are getting away with it. I don't. Because I was told, you got to go here. Hello, how are you? I was told you got to go here and you got to take this. And I ain't had no problem with it. That's right. That's right, Miss Jean. Go all over the world. That's right. And those are my prints. And then after that, then I went to the sheriff department. But I had done this before, and I don't know why. They said they didn't like the prints. I had to go to the sheriff department where they put your hand in that black stuff and make sure that all the prints was perfect. And they called back in 3 days and say she's clear. But I already had started working because of that live scan. Once I did that, they said, you already cleared. I had no record. I don't have a record. I've never done nothing. So I don't have a record and I didn't have a problem doing it. And they said, do you have a problem? I said, I don't have a problem with doing this. This is my field. I don't have a problem. And I said, I hope everybody that come through these doors have to do the same thing. Because that's how you catch people. Now I'm going to go back into what I was saying about the K9. And Miss Joanne said she saw it. When the K9s, they can't get overheated. They eat well. And when they need water, they're going to get their water. Yes. People was looking for the name of that dog, and I'm glad Miss Jean gave it to me. Yes, I used to work in the school. Yes, I used to do it. When you work in the school, they said even if you're a lunchroom person, a janitor person, they said you're still supposed to do that because you're around children. And when people don't want to do it and they quit before that happens, why? Why? That ain't doing nothing but protecting the children. And so anyway, and so back to those dogs. And so people were saying, why they just not letting the dogs go? This is the thing. Remember this is a hunt dog or anything. When you have a dog, like the masseuse, like I told you, I went back to him. He had hip surgery. He has a dog. One of the prettiest dogs you ever want to see. One of the cleanest dogs you ever want to see. And he shoots with bow and arrow. He doesn't shoot with the rifle. And he's a big hunter. Big one. You know, you can see it. You can look and see it. That dog, he said when he know he don't hit him, and he, you know, because they riding something to get down now. He said he tell him, okay, he wait till he know, and they ain't gonna happen to this dog. Then he let him go, and he take him right to the deer. Same thing with the canines. If they worth their salt. Now, if some canines ain't worth nothing, you can put a stake around their neck and they couldn't find it. Somebody made a little joke about that on one of the things, and that is true. All canines ain't worth it, but if you was a good trainer and you train those canines, they'll go find anybody. Them cadaver dogs, when they supposed to go find remainings, that's what they do. I kept telling y'all that. That's why I was so mad at that girl over there in Hoover, Alabama. Good afternoon. Hey, girl. Hey, Shot-Time Tiff. Hey, sis. That's why I was mad at Carly. Because Carly let them brought them dogs out there. And she went missing. You don't play with those dogs like that. Notice how they didn't want it to rain anymore? They didn't want the dog to lose the scent. People wanting to know, why they ain't letting the dog, if it's storming, why you gonna let the dog out? They're not gonna pick up the scent. So, you know, something folk ask me, they ought not ask. They really did. You can think about it and come up with your answer, can't you? That's what I thought. But of course, being as though I am, Lisa still respond and say, this is why. You don't want anything to distract that dog. So, so when they knew, see, they knew they had closed in on. That's why they did that perimeter. When they told you that they did a perimeter, they did a perimeter around where they knew he was at. They didn't know the exact place, but they was going to get him out of there. They was going to smoke him out of there. And the canine is another tool that they use. Because the canine going to go right to him. It didn't matter what he did. That canine went right down to their head. Yes. And they say he was crawling through it, but he still had that gun in his hand. And that made him dangerous. That's why you saw people sitting on their porches with their guns and holding them. Because they didn't know what he was going to do. He didn't have nothing to lose. That's right. The storm was coming. That's right. Exactly. He put up a fight at first, but you can't put up a fight with them K9 because they'll go ahead and do whatever. And then I'm sure, I think in my mind, and Carla and them, I really never saw but one. But I always say in my mind, I saw four, but I never saw but one. Really, let me be honest. But in my mind, it was four over there in Hoover, but I never saw but one. But it's a possibility they were somewhere else searching. Because usually it's more than one now. I've never been on a scene when it was more when it was just one K9. Never. Which I'm not saying that's how it is. I've at least saw two. But in this case, they had more than one K9. And if that one got into trouble, they were going to send another one. And this is the thing. The agents was right behind them. That's why that SWAT. Notice how they cut them clothes. I said, no, wait a minute. And they finna cut the pants off. I think Miss Jean said that's to make sure he ain't got nothing on him, dog. Smart. That's why I guess that's why they're on that team, because they're smart. That's right. The dog got him. That's right. Yeah, that's him, Till. Sis, that's him. The dog caught him. And a lot of people are asking who was the dog because they want to send the dog a steak. Now, I don't know if they're going to tell, who the dog is or whatever, but they could probably tell who the handler, what police department they come from. Because every police department don't have canines. They just don't. But they can get them from somewhere. But those people, they say had a that's right, sis. They had Homeland Security there. They had SWAT. They had the state polices. They had the deputies. They had the troopers. And I don't know what they call them, troopers or state or whatever, but they had the troopers there. They had everybody that was somebody out there on them streets. And when he got that gun, they called him back in. Now, somebody said they saw now where they had military vehicles there. If military vehicles was there, the military was there. They may not come and tell us that, but if they had military vehicles there, the military was there. Don't let nobody just play in y'all face now. Yes, but they do that all the time. If you work in detective, you work in a crime unit, or you work in drugs or whatever, that's what they put on camouflage. Remember, I told y'all I'm married to a lawman. You right. You right, Tim. You right. See, Miss Joy said they were there. Because somebody said they saw the tanks and all that. And I said, no. If you see military equipment and they trucks, they there. And you ain't nobody gonna play in my face and just tell me anything. And you saw that truck that was transporting him. You saw that SWAT team because SWAT was there. They were on the ground. A person told me they had been there. SWAT had been there. They weren't showing them to us. They said, but they was there. They said after they didn't catch them that first weekend, they brought them in there. Now, how do we know they did? We don't know. They brought them in there and they had them out there in that field because they wanted them to get, And I know that to be a fact. I told you. My ex-husband, they put on them camouflage and all them black clothes. Come on now. All little fool know what they ain't finna go do. They finna go handle their business. They ain't gonna tell you. But that's what they finna go do. So, like Miss Joanne said, she said if those vehicles was there, they were there. The military was already there. Because, I had said calling the military. I don't understand why they called them in. And somebody said, oh, Doc, the military is there. Are they vehicles or there? No. No. If they vehicles there, they there. Okay? They sure wasn't. They was not going to let us know until they handled their business. And that's really what they should have done. That's why even people who lived where they were checking their vehicles. They were making sure that nothing get past them. That's why they had those big guns there. They weren't playing no games with him. They wouldn't. Anytime. And I'm going to go ahead and get off here. And I know they're gonna get me for this, this video. But anytime, I want y'all to listen to this. Anytime they kind of give an order, if there's any hesitation, take them out. What they telling us? What they telling you? They knew this man was dangerous. They knew this man knew something. He had family in this area. They knew the training he had. The more training he had, the more dangerous he becomes. When you can get out there and be in the wilderness and survive it, you're dangerous. You're dangerous to them. And notice how early on, when night fall, they fall back. Well, they realized it. See, they were sitting back analyzing anyway. He's traveling at night. We got to get back out there. They probably told us, but they had probably already been out there a whole week before they even told us they was out there. Because they was looking for him. It was imperative that they get him. And when they cut them clothes off and they put him in there, honey, they had a man sitting right here. They placed him here. And then another man stepped up there and got on the other side. And then on the other side, there were 3 more. And there was 2 more up there. No shoes on. He walked out of that, no shoes. No. Legs shackled and hands shackled. He had done too much. Yes. He couldn't stay there not another night. He must go to the prison now. He's got to go somewhere where it ain't easy for him to escape. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's problem back there at that prison. See, they're not going to tell you, but there's some problem back there. 2 people don't escape within 6 months. Come on. And they're going to watch him. Oh, yes. He might not be probably some sis, but they're going to watch him. They are. They're going to watch him. Everybody think that it's going to be hunky-dory. No, it's not. They're going to watch him because they can't trust him. He'll run. And he ain't got nothing to lose because, and they say he was trying to get back to Brazil, but for what? And see, this is the thing. They ain't telling nothing he said. But you know why? They don't know what he said. He don't speak English. They got to get an interpreter in there. But they might have an interpreter already and know exactly what he said. They just ain't telling us. Y'all got to think outside the box when you're dealing with these folks. And I believe they did too. Don't you believe it? You didn't see that man with that shirt on with all them tattoos on looking? Seemed like he was the lookout. They need to question and add more time to all of them. Those people kept people from opening their businesses. This manhunt. They kept them cheering out of school because of this. So whoever helped them, they should be held accountable. Oh, I said it. Yeah, should. Whatever happens to them. I know they said something about the temperature and they could tell or whatever, but they had so many intelligent people. And when I say that, you know, they have a intelligence department that only focus on that. They even had that in the military. And they focus on what you're going to do, what, you know, and they look at the different scenarios and they put it out there. That's why they knew. They couldn't go home. They couldn't sleep. They had to get them. And they had to get them fast because the community was getting posses up. And y'all know what a posse is. They get their guns out there and they get their trucks and they go look in themselves. They didn't need that. They didn't need nobody messing up their investigation. They needed to do their own way because they knew they won't get them. And then you find out that I think the mayor and the chief of somebody did 3 of these together. So they experienced, they know what they're doing. Money talks and BS walks. Y'all, I'm going to get off of here because I got to get over to Facebook. Yes, I heard them kept saying a heating device, and that heating device was going to show them where he was at. They got so many things. Honey, if they can go to the moon, they can do anything else. And all of those people, 600 foot soldiers on the ground. Let me tell y'all what this did for JLR or JLK. Y'all know, Miss House, y'all know what I'm talking about. That man went from about, well, first of all, he went from about 40,000 people earlier. Then he started covering these cases. But he started this case off with 70,000 people. That man got over 100,000 people right now following him. You know why? Because he stayed almost 24 hours live streaming. 12 and take a break. Because you can't live stream, but 12 on here. And then he took a break. JLR investigator. Yep. Out of Florida. He lives in Florida. And he goes everywhere. Yes. And he said, you know, y'all won't we come back to this trial? I think he's going to be up there in Hoover. I want to be in Hoover too. I want to see them Carly folk, them Russell folk. I want to see them. Because we already know they're liars. But that man did that. And he did hard work. And let me tell you, when they showed out for him, if you looked on that page when he was on there, people were sending $200, $199. $27. This is all I got, JR, $10. Well, honey, when you got 25,000 plus watching, and 17 at one time, 19 at one time, and I'm talking about thousands. Well, 1 million people had saw it. Come on, that $10 adds up very quickly. Yes. So all that he made to pay for everything, the rental car and everything, but he got it right back. And that's just what we saw on here. Now, of course, you know, YouTube gonna take their part, but we saw that on here. You don't know how much he was getting on the cash outs now. And he deserved it. That's my point. He deserved it. That man, he worked hard. Because they didn't even sleep last night. They sat on the porch. He tell corny, goofy stories, but he get his stories out. And he the one kept everybody abreast that what was going on. Him and Nick the boxer, Nick, I don't know. It's Nick somebody. Nick's the boxer, whatever. I don't know. Y'all, this is your girl. This is your girl sending out knowing. Give me 5 minutes. I'm going to be on Facebook. I love you. I do. God loves you more. Please don't forget to thumbs your girl up. Please share it out. Even me talking about it. Look at our numbers now. It just talking about these cases. Look at what the numbers at. I told you I'm going to build YouTube. That's the last thing I do. I'm going to build this channel. I love y'all. I could not do it without y'all. Okay, I'm going right on over there. I won't send y'all a notification because y'all on here, but I will see y'all over on the book. Give me 5 minutes. Let me go ahead and tag everybody else in. I love y'all. God love you more. Y'all, this is Sin and All Knowing, and I'm out.